Alright guys, what is going on? Today we're going to be looking at if you should be lifting heavy or if you should be lifting lightweight. So we'll be looking at the differences, we'll be looking at studies, we'll be looking at all sorts of different stuff to show the benefits and the cons of lifting heavy and lifting light. So we'll be looking at all that sort of stuff. So first thing we're going to look at is the studies. And then after we look at the studies, we're going to go on to my personal experience and what I think. And then I'm just going to give you some general knowledge on it and whatever. So for this study that I'm looking at, there was 3 groups. So group 1 performed 3 sets at 30% of their 1 rep max for 30 to 40 reps. Group 2 performed 1 set at 80% of their 1 rep max for 10 to 12 reps, and group 3 performed 3 sets at 80% of their 1 rep max for 10 to 12 reps. So this study is looking at muscle growth in the quads over 10 weeks, and 18 male subjects, and 10-week time period. So the change for group 1, so the 30% for 3 sets, the change in the quads, the growth, was 7%, was 7%. So that's lifting lighter for 30 to 40 reps per set. So they're still getting a decent amount of gains, 7%. Then we're moving on to group 2. Performed 1 set at 80% of their 1 rep max for 10 to 12 reps. So this group 2, only got 4% gain in their quads. So almost half of group 1. Then group 3, which is the less volume but more sets. It's pretty much the same as group 2, just 3 more sets. They had the same amount of growth as group 1. So group 3, 80% of their 1 rep max for 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps, had the same amount of growth as 3 sets at 30% of their 1 rep max for 30 to 40 reps. So this study indicates that the growth doesn't matter, that the amount of weight that you're doing doesn't matter. No matter what, you are always going to gain if you do enough volume. So high volume, which is group 1, so let me do some maths here for a second. This is just going off a general times amount. So 30% of your 1 rep max, you times that by 35 reps. Over the whole set, you're doing 1,050% of your 1 rep max. So that is very high volume, lots of reps. Now on group 3, you're doing 880% of your 1 rep max over the whole set. So you get what I mean, as in it's your 1 rep max, you're doing 880%, so you're doing almost 9 times your 1 rep max in the 1 set. But this higher volume one, you're doing over 10 times. So you get what I'm saying? It's just maths. So what this shows is that if you're doing that many reps is basically cardio, but you're going to be destroyed cardiovascularly after this whole set. But you're still, no matter what, going to have the same amount of gain. So say that you got a dodgy knee and you can't do squats. So rather than going heavy and potentially hurting your knee that's already hurt, go a bit lighter and do more reps. And what that does is helps to warm it up, helps to stretch it out a bit, and do all that sort of stuff. Also, this research is using untrained beginners as subjects, so they are being subjected to newbie gains. So the second part of this study in 2016 used 49 men with an average of 4 lifting years of experience. They used the same protocol as the previous study, but this time using a whole body resistance training program. The results showed that load did not equal hypertrophy. Like the more you squat, like the more weight you have does not mean you're going to grow more. What it showed is group 1 grew just as much as group 3. So you don't need to go balls to the wall, heavy as fuck in the gym, potentially hurting yourself just to grow. Because this is going off the studies now, this is more going into my opinion. So what I'm seeing a lot now is that people are going, oh, I need to lift heavy, I need to make sure that I look strong and that I need to be able to, say, squat or deadlift heaps of weight. Yes, like, sure, squatting and deadlifting heaps of weight, yeah, that looks good, but it's not the best for you. Like, deadlifts, yeah, sure, if you use the proper form and whatever, but how many people are using the proper form at heavy weights? How many people do you see on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram doing the big fucking cat back and arching their back on deadlifts, or doing squats and getting to like that and then coming back up, or when they squat they push their knees forward over their toes and potentially rip an ACL? But this whole study is showing you that you don't need to go heavy, that you don't need to ego lift, and that you can just go nice, well, not nice and light, but you can train lighter for more reps. Now, I'm not saying go and do 30 to 40 reps. What I'm saying is, rather than doing 6 reps, 8 reps on squats, do more like 12. Because what I've noticed when I squat heavy, like say when I'm doing 6 reps or 8 reps, I notice that the next day, my bad knee, because I've got a bad knee, afterwards it hurts. So it's just, and then when I do lighter weights, it doesn't hurt as much. So I lean towards lighter weight on squats so that my leg doesn't fucking feel like it's falling apart the next day. Okay, so just some general knowledge for you guys about lifting heavy and lifting light. So lifting heavy over time, that is going to wear you down a lot more. It is going to wear you down a lot more, and you're going to need more rest days, and you're going to be more prone to injury. You're going to be more prone to time out of the gym because of your injuries. And as well as you're getting the same gains as lighter weight, more volume, you're just potentially hurting yourself. Like I've already said, but it's just more potential to hurt yourself. So I believe in more of a high volume, less of like I need to squat heavy, less of like, yes, I need to do this so that I can look good in the gym and everybody thinks I'm nice and strong. I don't care about strength that much. Like I like feeling strong. Like I like being like, oh yes, I can deadlift this much weight. Yeah, that's cool, but I would rather be able to stay in the gym and be not prone to more injury. Also, you can't lift heavy forever, as in like you need to have deload weeks. Like you can't lift heavy for 3 months straight and then expect to be getting stronger, because after lifting heavy for like 3 weeks, you're gonna notice that your strength starts to dip down. It's because if you're doing it right, you're going to be pushing your body over its limit, over the amount that it can recover. And this is, I forgot what it's called. It's called like a overreaching, that's what it's called. Overreaching training. It's where you train past where your body can recover to and take. And then so you're getting stronger first week, second week, and then you start overreaching and your strength starts coming down a little bit, and then you have a deload week, and that's what happens. It comes up and recovers, and your strength goes up because you've overreached, and your body's going, okay, we need to reach the overreach as our normal. I would rather do more, what do you call it? Hypertrophy work, more high volume over longer periods of time, because you don't need to deload Don't have to worry about injury, like I've said about 5 fucking times in this video. Now as well, heavy lifting is going to tax your joints. Like, look at Ronnie Coleman. This is just an example. Like, some people are perfectly fine with it, other people aren't. Ronnie Coleman, heavy as fuck lifter, big bodybuilder, but look at him now. Slipped discs in his back, over 10 spinal surgeries, can hardly walk. Is it worth it to lift that heavy and to do that heavy, like to do that sort of lifting to hurt yourself and put you in the position where you're basically in a wheelchair? I mean, no disrespect to Ronnie Coleman, the king, the man, love him, but is it worth it to lift that sort of weight just so you can say, yeah, I did this, I lifted this weight, I fucking lifted heaps, but now I'm a cripple? Like, it's not worth it. As well as joint taxing and whatever, you're more prone to rip muscles and tear tendons and do all sorts of that sort of shit, and then you're out of the game for a long time. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.